Hi, I'm Madam Pamita, and I love teaching about magic. If you have a question about spells, the law of attraction, spirituality, witchcraft, Slavic folk magic, spirits, divination, you can join me on Sundays at the Live Magic Q&A where we record an episode of my podcast, Magic and the Law of Attraction, and then I answer your questions on anything mystical or magical live over Zoom. Just go to spellsquad.com to get the link to join me in the clubhouse. And don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel and click the bell icon so you get a gentle, magical reminder and you'll be the first witch to see whenever anything new goes up. Here's a great tidbit from one of our past Q&As answering a really important spiritual question.
Bruce says, I'm glad you're feeling better. Is there a good protection spell to prevent one from getting COVID? Well, this is a great question because it brings up something that I'm pretty passionate about, which is when we do magic, I never, ever, rarely, I can't think of an instance. I'm sure there's a time at some point, but rarely do I rely 100% on magic. And rarely do I rely 100% on material world. I bring the two together always, right? It's like, I want to have the full set of armor. I don't just want the helmet. I don't just want the boots or the gloves. I want the whole set of armor, right? And so that means bringing the material and the spiritual together. The practical things, practical reasons that we do this, right? For example, if you want to get a job and you do a spell for a job, but you don't send out any resumes, why are you even bothering, right? You got to get out there and pound the pavement in some way and do your spell. The spell gives you, like, helps you on the spiritual level, and the going out and pounding the pavement helps you on the material level to get those connections, right? One opens the way for the other one to be successful, and they work together. So it's the same thing with COVID and any kind of health protection. The fact is that I had a good run. I had a really good run. I didn't get COVID during the whole time. And I said, and when COVID first happened, I said, this is my plan. I want to wait as long as possible to get this, because the longer we wait, the more information we'll have, the more medicines we'll have, the more treatments we'll have, the more everything that we'll have. So to me, it felt like, I don't want to set an impossible that I'm never going to get it, but I want to wait as long as possible to get it, you know, and that seemed realistic to me. I could have never have gotten it by just staying at home and never leaving my house and never seeing anyone, but that wasn't really acceptable to me. I wanted to be able not to go crazy, but to be able to function and work and do other things, right? So I did all my due diligence. I got vaccinated, boosted, did all my things. I could have been better in some other things, like taking vitamin D. Probably in hindsight, I'm like, oh, I should have been taking my vitamin D. That probably would have helped, right? Taking more zinc and, doing those things. I could have done better, but I did pretty good, right? But I also did magic for that intention, that I would get as long as possible before I would get it, right? And I did get it at a time when we have home testing, totally made it easy. We had medicines. I took Paxlovid, took that. So we had things in place that made my experience fairly painless. I had 2 days of feeling fluey and yucky and no energy, and I'm getting my energy back now. But I think in all, I can't say that the experience was devastatingly horrible. I wouldn't want anyone else to have it. I wouldn't want to give it to anyone else, but certainly, it was, an inevitability at some point, I felt like, and the fact that I waited so long. So what's a good spell to do? I think doing the practical things is so important, but then also charge up your spiritual energy. Maybe that's wearing powerful protection oil every day. Maybe it's putting some powerful protection oil on your mask that you're wearing, if you're wearing a mask, which I was wearing a mask, except for the one day that I didn't wear a mask, which is when I got it. So also a lesson to pay attention to. So I think that you can do things for spiritual protection. You want to get to a place that you feel comfortable, do things that you feel comfortable doing. Everybody's comfort level is different. I see people going around doing their thing like nothing's going on. I see other people wearing masks. I know of other people that aren't going out still. So it's like the level of comfort that's right for you. and take those actions that feel right to you. And then do your spiritual protection for the best possible outcome for that. That's what I think of. It's like, if I'm going to get this, I want to have a great outcome. I don't want to have a terrible outcome. And so I did my magic around that, because that seemed more realistic to me. So